Hi everybody, it's me Tess with Tess Loves the Yarn. And you guys, my son, my techie person in the family, fixed my camera for me. So you can see now I'm recording in the down position so I can do this tutorial. So before we get started, I'm going to show you this crochet chart symbols that I downloaded from the Craft Yarn Council. These are standardized stitches that are universal. So let's say you have a pattern from Japan. If they include a chart, they would use these symbols because these symbols are universal in the crochet world. So it doesn't matter where your pattern comes from, they should be using these symbols. Okay, and I will have a link to this crochet chart down below in the description. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna go into all of this because it's pretty self-explanatory. Once you download it, you'll see. So I'm gonna put that aside, and then this is what we're gonna need to do this tutorial today. Now I'm going to use some Caron Simply Soft, and I love Caron Simply Soft for knitting. I don't enjoy it as much for crochet because in crochet it tends to split a little, but I am going to use it today anyway. So I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to be using it in this mango color so that you can see the stitches. And then you'll need your pattern. If you have not downloaded this pattern, I will put a link for it in the description below, and you can download it and print it out. And I do recommend that you print it if you have a printer so that you can color code your rows. So I have 2 highlighting pencils. I bought these on Amazon. I absolutely love these pencils. And they're either 5 or 6 in a box, and they're all different colors. So I will link these to Amazon in the description below. Okay. I'm also going to be using 2 hooks. The pattern calls for a 4mm hook. However, I'll be using a 4.5 hook, which is this one, and I will also be using a 5.5 hook to do my foundation chain. Now, in crocheting, I think it's always a better idea to go up a size or 2 for your initial chain. That way it doesn't pull, and when you complete your project, it will be a nice even stitch pattern from that foundation chain all the way up to your last row. And to be able to get that, most people need to use a bigger hook size for the foundation chain. Okay, now these hooks are from My Darn Yarn, which is Amanda, and she's on Etsy, and I'll leave a link for these hooks as well. Oh, and I'm not being paid to say that. These hooks, I bought them with my own money, just like these pencils I bought with my own money, these highlighter pencils. So yeah, so I didn't get anything for free. I wasn't paid to endorse them. I just really love them. So I will leave links, okay? The other thing that you're going to need is a mechanical pencil or a regular pencil. And the reason you'll need that is because once we do a row, what I usually do is I check it off, and if it's repeat, I might have a bunch of checks over here. But when I'm finished with it, I can erase all my checks, and then my pattern is ready to go for the next time that I want to make the pattern. Okay? So that's why a pencil is good to have. All right. So with that said, we're going to look at this pattern from Yarn Inspirations. It is a free pattern. Come on, camera. Focus. This camera has a hard time focusing. So I'm actually getting a new camera that has a zoom capability so that I don't have to raise up things and lower things. It's still not wanting to focus. Well, I'm hoping that you, oh, there we go. So I'm hoping that you have yours printed out so you can see it better. You'll notice with this pattern, it tells you that row 2 through 5 is a repeating, that's your pattern's repeating stitches right here. And then over here you see your stitch key. The plus is a single crochet. The capital T is a half double crochet. The capital T with a slash in the middle is your double crochet. So you can see this is a fairly easy, very easy pattern. You're only using 3 stitches in a chain. Okay? So to get started, I want you guys to make this little swatch with me so that you can practice reading your pattern, okay? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to highlight our rows in our different colors. Now, if you want to do every row in a different color, that's really great for beginners, because then you'll know, oh, I'm on the pink row, I'm on the green row, I'm on the blue row, or the purple row, blah. It's early in the morning, everybody. That's why my voice is kind of funky right now, because it's early. So yeah, so that's what you want to do, and I've already done that. I've just done it in the 2 different colors. But for people who are new at reading charts, I do recommend you do a different color for the repeating rows. Okay? So I'm going to put that aside. And now, if you count these chains down here, there are 22 chains plus your turning chain and 1 extra chain. So that's 25 chains. So let's start by making our 25 chains, which is our foundation row. Okay? And make sure you use your bigger hook for the foundation row. And then we're going to switch to our smaller hook to actually do the work. All right? So I have already made my 25 chains. Now, you can pause the video to catch up with me. But if we look at the chart here, it's saying to put a single crochet in the 5th chain from your hook. So we're going to count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to make a single crochet. Oops. And there we go. Okay, so that's telling us we're counting these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're making a single crochet. Then we're going to chain 3, and we're going to skip the corresponding 3 stitches below, and we're going to make another single crochet. We're going to do another chain 3, but be careful with this. Now, the reason why this is curved and this isn't is because we're only skipping 2 chains underneath this and not the 3 that make this flat. So if you look at this pattern, that continues. So you chain 3, you skip 3, chain 3, skip 2, chain 3, skip 3, chain 3, skip 2, chain 3, and then we'll be at the end. So let's do this row, and then I'll show you what to do at the end here, okay? So we're going to continue on. We're right here now. So it's chain 3, and then we're going to skip 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to put a single crochet in that next stitch, and then we're going to chain 3 again, but we're only going to skip 2. 1, 2. We're going to put a single crochet in that very next stitch. We're going to chain 3, and then we're going to skip 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to put a single crochet in that next stitch. We're going to chain 3. We're going to skip 2. 1, 2, and we're going to put a single crochet in that next stitch. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Skip 3. 1, 2, 3, and put your single crochet in that next stitch. Now we're at the end where we only have 2 stitches left, and if you look at your chart, it shows the 2 stitches left, and it wants us to chain 1 and then make a half double crochet in our very next stitch, okay? So a chain, skip a chain down here, and then a half double crochet in this last chain. All right, so we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to do a half double crochet in our very last stitch, and there we go. So what you have should be looking just like this right now. Okay, now we're going to go to our second row, and our second row is telling us to chain 1. That's our turning chain. Then we're going to do a single crochet on top of this half double crochet. We're going to chain 1 and make a double crochet into the space. Now don't make the mistake of putting your double crochet into one of these stitches. We're just going into the space, this empty space below right here. And same with all of these. We're going into the space, okay? So chain 1, 1 double crochet, 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 chain 1, single crochet, chain 1, double crochet, and it repeats. So let's do this next row together. We're going to chain 1, we're going to turn our work, we're going to put a single crochet into that actual stitch of our half double crochet, which is right here. This is it right here. So we're going to put our single crochet. Now we're going to chain 1, and we're going to come over here to this chain 3 space. So we're going to skip this little space right here, and we're going to go to this bigger chain 3 space, and we're going to do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, oops, chain 1, and our last double crochet. Let me get some more yarn here. Okay, and a chain 1, and then we're going to hop over to our next space and we're going to put a single crochet. All right, we're going to go right into the space just like this. We're going to make a single crochet. Okay, then we're going to chain 1 right here, and we're going to repeat this pattern right here. So we're going to do a chain 1. Oops, we've already done our chain 1. So we're going to just do our double crochet, chain 1, double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Oops, there we go with that splitty yarn. Chain 1, double crochet, and a chain 1. Now we're going to our next space, and that's going to be a single crochet. So we're going to put a single crochet in our next chain 3 space. Okay, so these diagrams are showing you exactly what your work should look like. Okay, so now we're on our last one before the end. We're going to do a chain 1, and then we're going to do our double crochet chain 1 that we've done in this whole row. So here we go. Okay, chain 1, and just keep going so that you have 4 chain 1s and double crochets into that last chain 3 space. Remember, we're not going into any stitches. We're just going into the empty space right there. Okay, so now we're at the end, and it's telling us to make a single crochet into our turning chain. So we're going to make that chain 1, and then we're going to make a single crochet into our chain, our turning chain here. So here's our turning chain, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to go right in there, and we're going to make a single crochet. So it will look like this. All right, so now it's telling us to chain 3 plus 1 chain. So we're going to chain 3, we're going to turn our work, we're going to chain 1 more, and then we're going to do a single crochet into that second chain space. So we're going to skip this first chain 1 space, and we're going to go into the second. Okay, so here we go. Here's our first space, here's our second space, and we're going to make our single crochet into that space, just like that. Now we're going to chain 1, 2, 3, chain 3. Okay, so we have 3 chains all together. We're going to skip this chain 1 space, and we're going to go into the next chain 1 space. So we're skipping this one, and we're going to go into this one and make a single crochet. Okay, now we're going to chain 3, and our pattern is telling us that we are going to skip these 2 spaces right here, and we're going to go into that third space. So that means we're going to skip this space and this space, and we're going to go into our third space over here. Okay, so here we go. We're going to make a single crochet, just like that. We're going to chain 3, and then we're going to skip our next chain 1 space, and we're going to put a single crochet in that following chain space. So we're skipping this one, and we're coming over here. We're going to put a single crochet right there, and then we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3, and once again we're skipping these 2 right here. Okay, whoops. Yeah, these 2 right here, and we're going to do a single crochet in that next chain 1 space. So don't forget, you've got to look at the pattern and see what you're skipping here. These right here, we are skipping every time, okay? All right, so now we're going to chain 3, and we're going to go into our next chain 1 space, which we're skipping, and then we're going to make a single crochet in that following chain 1 space, just like that. Now we're getting to the end here, okay? And so now what it's telling us to do, it's telling us to make chain 1 and then make a double crochet on top of our single crochet in row 2. So we're going to chain 1, we're going to find that single crochet, which is right here, and we're going to make a double crochet into that space. All right, and here we go, right down here. So going to make your double crochet right in there. Ooh, sorry guys, my hands just don't work the best early in the morning. There we go. All right, so there's our double crochet, and that ends this row right here. All right, so now what it's telling us to do, we're starting row 4 now. It's telling us to chain 3, and then it's telling us in that very first space to make a double crochet, chain 1, and a double crochet in a chain 1. So let's do our 3 turning chains, and then turn your work. And now we're going to go into this first space right here. We're going to do a double crochet and a chain 1 and another double crochet and a chain 1. Okay, now it's telling us to go into that next chain 3 space and make a single crochet, and this is our next chain 3 space. So we're going to go in, we're going to put a single crochet into that space, and then we're going to continue on with our chart, which is telling us to make the same pattern that we've been doing, which is a chain, double crochet, chain, double crochet, chain, double crochet, chain, double crochet, chain. All right, so let's do that. So we've just done our single crochet. We're going to do our chain, and then we're going to go into this next 3 chain space, and we're going to put a chain, double crochet 4 times into this space. So here we go. Double crochet, chain, double crochet, whoops, double crochet, chain, double crochet, chain, and our last double crochet, chain. Okay, sorry about that, that was my phone. All right, so now we've done this one. We're going to go over here, and it's telling us to put a single crochet into our next chain 3 space, which is right here. So we're going to go in, we're going to put a single crochet, and then look at what we're doing. We're repeating the same stitch pattern that we've done before. So a chain, a double crochet, a chain, double crochet, chain, double crochet, chain, double crochet, chain. So let's do it. Ready? A chain, and then into our next space, we're going to make a double crochet, chain, double crochet, chain. Let me get some more yarn here. Come on. Okay. Double crochet, chain, and our last double crochet and chain. Okay. Now it's telling us we're going to put one single crochet in that next chain 3 space. So here's our chain 3 space. I'm going to go in, make that single crochet, and now we're at the end. We're going to make a chain, a double crochet, a chain, and then 2 double crochets together with no chain. See how there's no chain in here between these two? And these stitches are all going to go into this last chain 1 space, which is right here. So it's our turning chain plus a chain 1 space. So make sure you've done your chain after your single crochet, and then we're going to start with our double crochets. So a double crochet into this very last space right here. So we're going to do 1, and we're going to do 1 chain, and then we're going to do another double crochet in that space, and then this very last double crochet is going to go into the actual chain itself. So we're going to line it up right here. So we're going to count. Our 3rd chain is where we're going to put that last double crochet. So 1, 2, 3 right here. And you might have to move your stitches over a little bit to see your 3rd stitch, but it's right here. So you're going to put your last double crochet right into that stitch. Okay, and there we go. And this is what we have so far. You can tell it's starting to look very pretty. Okay, now the last row that I'm going to do with you, because this will just repeat. This is what you're going to repeat, row 2 through 5. So it's telling us to chain 2 plus 1 extra chain. So we're going to go 2 turning chains right here. We're going to turn our work. We're going to make 1 more chain, and then we're going to put a single crochet into our first chain 1 space. So you see we have our 2 double crochets right here, and then this is our first chain 1 space. We're going to go in, going to put a double crochet, a double crochet. We're going to put a single crochet in there, okay? And then we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to put a single crochet. We're going to skip these, so it's telling us to skip these 2 chains right here. So these 2 chains below, we're always skipping those, all right? And we're going to go into the next chain 1 space where our double crochet pattern is, okay? So we're going to go, as I said, we're skipping these 2, and we're going to go right into this chain space after our first double crochet, and we're going to make a single crochet. Then we're going to do a chain 1 right here, and we're going to chain 2 more. I'm sorry about that. Chain 3, and we're skipping the next chain 1 space, and we're going into the following chain 1 space, and we're going to do a single crochet. We're going to chain 3. We're going to skip these 2 because we're always skipping these 2, and we're going to go into the next chain 1 space and make a single crochet. Then we're going to chain 3. We're going to skip the next chain 1 space, and we're going to go into the following one with a single crochet. Then we're going to chain 3. We're going to skip these 2 because we always skip these 2, right? Always skip these 2. Okay, and we're going to go into the next space with a single crochet. Now we are really close to the end. So we're right here. We just made this single crochet. We're going to chain 1, and then we're going to make a half double crochet in that 3rd turning chain from row 4. So let's do our single chain, and then we're going to count our turning chain. We're going to count the stitches. 1, 2, 3, and we're going to make a half double crochet into that 3rd turning chain. Okay? And there we have it. Now the rest of this pattern is just repeating rows 2 through 5. Okay? And you can see our pretty pattern? How nice that's looking? Now when you're doing the actual shawl, you'll chain 88 chains. We only did the 22 to make this little swatch right here. Okay? So that's it right there. And I hope that you guys were able to follow this. And these little tips right here that I had in the beginning will really help you with this chart. Now, if you want to, you can slow this video down. Just go to your settings and slow it down. And that way you can follow along easily with me and make the stitches. Now, another thing you could do is you could look at the chart and make what you see, and then go back and check what you did on the chart with the actual words, okay? And that will help you to see if you're actually following the chart correctly, because you know the words, you know how to do a chart. I mean, you know how to do your crochet from the words, right? So first do your crochet from the chart, and then go back and check it with the words, okay? So when I was teaching, I always had my kids do the work and then go back and check it. So that's basically what you're doing. You're doing the work using the chart, and then you're going to go back and check it using the words, Okay? So I hope this was helpful to everybody. I'm sorry it took me a few days to get this up, but I hope you enjoyed it. Leave me a comment below to let me know if you thought it went well with you reading the chart. Also, leave me any suggestions you have on this tutorial, if I need to change anything or explain something in further detail. Let me know, okay? And also, if you'd like me to do a different chart, all of the patterns I have charts with them, because this is how I like to make all of my makes. I like to use the chart. Now I have a great granny square stitch book that has all the charts in there. If you'd like me to do a granny square using a chart, let me know, because that might be easier to follow, because most of us know how to do a granny square, right? And so looking at the chart and doing a pattern that you already know how to do might help you with reading the chart. So let me know if you'd like me to do that granny square chart tutorial. And yeah, that's it. Happy Tuesday. I love you guys so much. And I thank you for being here and spending some time with me this morning. And I want you all to have a great day. And as always, be kind and be safe out there in the world, no matter where you are. Bye, everybody.